Alright, so this one is actually about genetics. Genetics and the communicator's abilities to influence genetic changes by means of infrared microwave beams, influencing changes such as the ability to alter the criminal element completely out of human genetics. That means they wouldn't have to detect crime because, in essence, over time, there would be no crime because it was completely altered out of human genetics. So that's food for thought right there. I do have a criminal past, a criminal history. I believe I was targeted for my easy ability to be discredited. I was arrested and sent to prison in Florida for trafficking and manufacturing methamphetamines. I was sent to prison for 5.5 years. I did 4 years and 9 months and was released. But during that 4 years and 9 months, I studied my ass off. I learned everything conceivable I could about both sides of politics. I learned about the human body. I learned about the human mind. So a lot of this stuff that they talk to me about and they tell me about, I have an understanding about. I have, and it's interesting, to be honest. This shit is very interesting. They have the ability to copy altered brain waves altered by substances, even medications, and then have the recorded effects and then mimic those recorded effects into themselves, into others that they choose, or they can alter them and then re-emit them or broadcast them back into myself. They've broadcasted multiple different types of effects back into myself. They usually switch seats if the handler or the communicator does not like cannabis, because I am an avid consumer of cannabis. And if the handler does not like smoking cannabis, they definitely get in the back seat. It's obvious when the users like cannabis or they don't like cannabis. Further thoughts and elaborations upon the subject is it seems a lot of targeted individuals have been targeted are avid consumers of cannabis. That being said, these people would actually be able to completely map cannabis and determine its exact medicinal benefits. It can actually, they can actually determine on a strain by strain basis the exact medicinal effects a strain of cannabis has on different parts of the brain. Medicinally, what effects exactly a strain of cannabis could determine, what symptoms it can alleviate. And then it's got so many benefits and good. It's got goods and bad potentials, but this is my current understanding of it. And through haptic technologies, they are able to experience firsthand what a targeted individual is experienced. I call it the in my shoes experience. So they've been riding out in my front seat. But on a positive note, there, the little things that I experience day to day, I'm able to not share, but because they're stolen, but quote unquote share my experiences on a day to day basis with a party of individuals. I don't know how many of them, but those little things that you can't explain, like you have to be there type thing, people get to experience that shit. So it's actually kind of in a sense, it's got a little bit of positive aspect to it, but it's definitely been a hell of an experience. I can say that the torturous aspect of the whole thing has changed, and it's actually turned into a I don't know if I was targeted initially for one reason by individuals who intended for me to eventually kill myself, and then they realized that they had the wrong impression of me altogether, and they have since changed, and now the communications have taken on a different turn. Their experimentations are definitely a lot more interesting and more enjoyable, and I've seen positive outcomes. I'm not trying to advertise for these people because they put me through hell, but that's all I've got for now. So, everybody, have a good night.